Hey everybody, good morning. My name is Qcknd and today I'm going to be making a tote bag. I'm going to be making it from scratch, like fabric to everything to tote bag, and not just like how to decorate a tote bag. Today I want to create a tote bag that can be functional, most of all with a secret pocket with a anime like front panel. But if you follow this tutorial, you can do whatever front panel you want because we are going to be using an iron-on transfer. So hang out with me today and we will make a freaking tote bag. The background is, I think it's my anniversary. So I want to make a gift for my partner so he can have something to take with him when he goes to skate. He skates a lot and he takes a tote bag with him for his wax and his water bottle, his phone and stuff. So I wanted to make one special for him and also one with a pocket so he can keep his keys in it. Skating, a lot of the guys just like throw their bag on the side, so I thought it might be really nice to have this extra pocket. So the first thing I did was I went to Fabric Row. My cat is like going crazy in the hallway. So I went to Fabric Row, which is a district in Philadelphia off of, well, it's on 4th Street off of 4th and South, where it's a bunch of little mom and pop shops who just like sell fabric and notions and things like that. And I went to the shop and I saw this vintage fabric that I really loved. It's this really nice plaid. It has like a really strong like canvas material. It smells old. And I got a yard of this. I think you could make the tote bag with much less than a yard, but I am kind of new to buying fabric, so I default to buying a yard because I'm nervous. You can see that this fabric does have a bit of a purple tone to it, which might not read as masculine, but the fact that this is vintage is pretty exciting to me. This costs $10 a yard of this. It's plenty. It's plenty. Even if I mess up, I think it's plenty. If I was using a different quality fabric, I would probably add a lining to this, but that's what it feels like. That helps me. So I have this other tote bag that I'm going to clone today, and this is just a standard little tote bag. It's a bit smaller and more narrow than I feel like a lot of tote bags I have are. So I think that would be perfect for him. So if you want to clone one of your favorite tote bags, I'll be showing you how to do that today. So I haven't had a ton of luck with iron-on transfers like everyone else on earth. However, I watched a couple videos and literally didn't listen to any of them because I ended up with this. This is the Michaels store brand iron-on transfers. It's called Jolie's, which is already a red flag. We all hate Jolene, and I mean different but still the same. You say Jolie, you hear Jolene, and you're in a bad mood. You redheaded hussy. So this has literally 1 star on Michael's website. I didn't have a chance to go anywhere else to get iron-on transfers. You never know what stores have anything anymore. So I bought this in real life. This is for dark fabrics, and although I'm going to be ironing onto this canvas, I just read online that the dark fabrics iron-on transfers work better. Could be wrong. Could be absolutely wrong. For this project, you'll also need a freaking printer. I swear to God. You'll need a freaking printer. I have one. My grandparents bought this printer because it was on sale and they don't even have a computer. So I asked them if I could have it because my previous printer was dirt and I gave it away to someone on Instagram. I was like, hey, if you can figure out how it works, but I can't do that. So just to give ourselves a little basic, little sketchy here, I'm going to use this fuchsia because that's definitely what color the bag is. Kind of looks like a lock. Why didn't I make it big? So what I'm going to do with that iron-on transfer is I'm going to put it right here. And I'm going to use that canvas and iron-on transfer to hide a secret zipper. So I want to put like a secret little zipper thing right here or down the side, whatever. I have varying lengths of zipper, so whatever works out. And that way it's kind of like a secret little pocket, so John can put his keys and his phone in there, and you know, when he's throwing his bag to the side of the skate park, that way he knows that there's kind of some security in there. Because his current tote bag is like really awesome, the bar is super high, but it doesn't have any pockets or storage or zippers or anything, it's just a basic tote. To hide a zipper between the patch and the tote bag here. I'm about to set up the printer, and I did not know they got this for $20. Damn! Oh, it said was $24. Alright, this printer might be dog shit. God, this doesn't seem right. Step back, what you yelling for? Wake up, I'm sitting on the floor. And you really can't only see my little feet. Do not mirror your image. Okay, that's the information I needed. I don't care about anything else. This is it? Okay. Load the sheet into your printer so it will print on the non-glossy online side. Okay, I just spent the last hour setting up my printer. I don't recommend, but this is the little test print I did on just regular paper, just to see what direction my printer prints on all that stuff. So here's the image I picked. It's from the manga Chobits. We watched the anime together, John and I, and this part is just particularly sweet. It's when Hitaki and Chi kind of decide it's not weird that she's a robot and they hang out. So I have that printed long ways. Let's flip it this way and see how that looks. Okay, this is it long ways, and I think that looks pretty good. I'm gonna trim it, I guess, a little bit. So what we would essentially do is sew this folded, so this could be like a little pocket. But this will go over top like that, so it would kind of be a secret. This is a roll of canvas, and I want to print this on the canvas, so that's where it would hang out. I think that would look pretty cute. I think that would look good. Probably more traditionally you would see it like this, but this is literally just a scan from the manga page, so it's kind of laid open like a book. I'm gonna do it. I'm going to print from the good paper. I'm so sure that my printer is just going to print like a fucking message on there, as it has been doing for the last 20 minutes. I wish it wouldn't print error messages, like I don't...
She jerked my wig off and almost beat me to death with it.
Oh, it's not an error message. Okay, so you're supposed to let this dry, I think. That's what everybody says. So that's why I wanted to do this first. Go over there and fuck off forever. To clone our bag, we're just going to take measurements of this bag as much as possible. And there's an inch in here. Exactly. So I'm going to make this 16. And let's say the strap is 20. Okay, we have our measurements. This is folded in half, so maybe we can just make one cut. That would be great. Luckily this is plaid, so I'm just following the lines that are already here. Straps are an inch wide, but you can tell that they're folded in half. So we will cut, so it's 4 inches sewn and then cut in half. So it's 4 inches because we have to get rid of the little edgy there. We're going to cut to this black line and we're just gonna cut the whole length. That way I only have to make straps once and just cut them in half. Yada mean? I don't know how to do the thing where I rip it against the bias yet. I've done it on accident a few times, but not with consistent results, so I don't trust myself. Laying this looks pretty good. So we can pin our bag. Working with plaid is so easy. Definitely recommend for any beginners out there. Cool, now I guess I take it to my sewing machine. So this is my current sewing machine setup because although I did set everything up on this hutch, it is a hutch and not a table. So I have it on my TV dinner tray. That's okay. Before sewing your bag completely closed, you'll need to sew on the patch. So I am editing this in a way where we are sewing on the patch first before we close off the bag, because I didn't do that. But learning from my mistakes, I will teach you. What? So I'm printing it on this canvas, which is conveniently the same color as the thing I iron on. Here's my chi. So I'm peeling the backing. Okay, print side up. Print. Oh my god, this is delicate. Oh geez. Print side up. Should I trim this? Fuck. Print side up. Print side up. Print side up. Print. I should have trimmed this. Print side up. Stinks! I'm really burning it, I think. Cotton is like the most aggressive setting on this, I feel like. Print side up. Yeah, I should have trimmed this. I'm still going, but I should have trimmed it. I keep going. It smells very bad. Ugh. So moving on to the strap and all other ironing parts. I don't have an ironing board, so I'm just ironing on this tapestry. The strap is folded in half right now, so we have to open it up and iron these pieces into that fold. A little hard to see because of the plaid, but open it up, well, fold it in half, iron that. We don't need to because it's already pretty creased. Open it up and then fold these in. Then once you have that, fold this again, and that gives you a nice strong strap. I believe. That's right. This might just be folded in half once, and it has like a little bit of a seam in here, but whatever. So this strap has a raw edge, but it looks like they overlocked everything, which is this stitching pattern. I don't have an overlocker, so let's just sew our strap down. It just has one stitch for this bag that I am cloning. One stitch all the way down. Now, I know how to make like an invisible strap. I did it with the mask I made. But we are copying that bag, so another time I will freestyle this. So I'm just gonna sew this long ass strip for like 20 minutes. Yay! A whole strappy. I'm gonna zigzag stitch the top of this because it's really fraying a lot. Vintage fabric, my yes. Actually, that would make sense that it's vintage fabric and it's fraying this much. This one's perfect, but it's like all dirty. Ew. What's wrong? Are you stinky? The stinky girl, she wants to be held. Okay, we are back to regroup after some lunch and realizing that the only thing I've had to drink today was coffee. So, having some water. This extra fabric at the top. See, I've never installed a zipper before and I think it's gonna be really hard. My plan is to sew this zipper to the top of this canvas. And then once we do that, I can probably like fold it down. Okay, so we've kind of figured this out, PB and I. Pinned to the bag, and then pinned to the canvas, folded over twice, and then ironed. And then I have folded this bottom part under as well. And I think that's how I'll sew it. I'm like, this is very matte. This is literally just paper ironed onto this. Like I could write in pencil on this. It's really just paper. So I think to kind of just dress it up, I'm gonna stitch right into it and I think that'll look kind of cool. There's probably like real ways to make pockets and I probably should have just made an entire pocket and sewed that on. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of ways I should have worked backwards to make this process cleaner and prettier and easier, but I didn't do that. So putting the bag aside for a second, I'm going to stitch the zipper onto the pocket, onto the outside of the pocket. Hopefully trying to cover up some of the filth of this zipper here. Baby's first zipper, I swear. She is really like going places. Let's get rid of this. I kind of thought I would have to hand stitch this part, but when I lift this flap back, this is the zipper, and I think that's plenty of room to fit into my machine. It works! It works! Look, sewed. It's sewed on. She's like not quite straight. So if you were following this tutorial, this would be the part of the video where you would unpin your bag, sew the pocket on in its entirety, and then flip the bag inside out so we could sew it. I got that all backwards in practice, so you are seeing a completed bag in this image, and I have to hand sew the rest of the corners of the pocket back on, or else I would sew my bag closed. So from the rest of the tutorial on, I will be assembling the bag, as if I had put the patch on in the right order. And that's what you'll do at home as well, following this tutorial. Unless you're hand sewing, then you can do whatever you want. Smack. Strap. It looks like there's just a straight stitch across this. Okay, so they're both 2.5 inches away from the side. Something about that feels unnatural. Oh, straps go this way. I almost sewed this. There we go. Oh. The straps are a bit thick. Taking the arm off of my sewing machine, I'm taking this and opening it up, and you can kind of like pucker it to get it right where you need it. And I'm just gonna go really slow and just take my time with this part, because I will be rotating it all the way, and that sounds kind of hard, and I'm a baby! Sorry, did I just make clothes? Look at this! So I just turned it right side out. From stitching over the flap, you can see my stitches on the outside, but they look pretty straight, look pretty good. To get this little pucker, see that on the bag? How it's like not, let's show the inside. So the inside, they sew the corner, so it kind of puckers when you pop it out like this. I wasn't sure if I was going to do that. And there's still plenty of time to decide, because now it's time to sew the straps. I don't exactly know how to do it, but I've seen tote bags that have the square and then a cross, like an X through it. So that's what I'm going to attempt. I guess you just spin it. That's kind of cute. Not great. That's cute. That'll stay on. Okay, now we do it to all of them. Here's my stitch, and these are my seams. They're like pretty crazy, but I'm new. I'm scared. So I'm going to cut my seams back a little bit, and then maybe zigzag stitch so this doesn't fray so much. Okay, that looks totally right. Hell yeah. I can't believe I did a good job. Look. That's just like clothes. Now it'll stop fraying. The fraying is really bad. This crumbly old ass. And this is my completed Chobits tote bag. I put some stuff in there because this is a gift. So I put some like gift stuff in there. Also so you could see the bag with stuff in it, which is a good test. But it is even and everything like that. I love how this came out. I think it's so special that this is like vintage antique fabric, but also I'm just really proud of it. I think it looks professional with the zigzag stitching on the inside. I did do this a little out of order because I went into it a little blind. I wasn't following a tutorial. I was cloning another bag. So do follow my words, or else you'll be hand sewing the majority of the pocket on as well. But I love how the pocket turned out. I was actually going to go back and frame the bag with like some trim, and although that looks really, really cool, that looks amazing, I thought that it would take away the look of this being a patch that is actually a secret pocket. And John is a punk guy and so am I, so I love the like refinedness of the tartan and then like this big canvas patch. The iron-on transfer ironed onto canvas almost turned into like pleather. It has a very leather quality to it. It's not soft, it has a stiffness, but moves with fabric like a leather would. And sewing into it, sorry, I could feel this hair. I just didn't know where it was. Sewing into it was as equally unforgiving as sewing into a leather. Once you make that hole, it is there forever. That was pretty time consuming. I did just like put on a documentary and do it, but you could avoid doing that if you sew the pocket on before you finish the bag. I love this and I feel so proud that it is a gift that I made with consideration for the person. I think the secret pocket is really cool. I think it worked out really well for just being a theory I had. And it is this full size. So I think that that is really, really cool. It's thin enough for keys, a debit card, whatever, but also you could decorate it with something like this and it stands up really stiff. I think this is totally the vibe. Like a bouquet inside of your tote bag at all times. Actually amazing. I did sew a little zipper pull onto here, but I wanted to completely close these corners. So if the zipper ever got stuck back there, it has that little string. Can't believe my brain fired on all cylinders for that one. If I could go back and trim this, I guess I would. I thought because this was a transfer, a dark fabric transfer, it would show up clear. That airplane seems close to my house. Hello? For me, I really like the process of figuring things out because as I work through them, I think that's the best way to learn, at least for the way my brain processes. So no, this transfer wasn't clear. It didn't really match what I originally envisioned. Imagine just this black on the canvas. I think it would look much more neutral and fall like I had thought. But we made it work and it's super fun. If you have any advice for iron-on transfers or you have a cry cut machine, definitely leave some advice in the comments down below. It's something I'm very interested in, but I really love the way this looks and I made it from the heart. So, oh my god. So last night I was hand stitching it and really just had a couple stitches left and I was so tempted to just give it to John unfinished because I'm really so proud of it. So yeah, this is so cool. I have 4 other sheets so I can make 4 other projects and that's just so exciting to me. I was sending my best friend pictures and I was like, should I just make her one too? Like, anyway, thank you guys so much. If you like videos like this, please let me know because I make stuff like this in my free time. I will figure out the kinks and stuff for angles and things like that. There's a lot of stuff in my room right now, so it has been hard to get angles and things. So if you are a hoarding specialist, no, I'm kidding, but I love you so much. Definitely subscribe if it's your first time here, and you can check me out on my socials as well. Have a great rest of your day. And if you try this, accomplishing this has made me feel so good. Like, I know my hair is greasy right now, but I could punch the sun.